Politicos in Washoe County, Nevada, proudly refer to their home as the swingiest county in the swingiest state, where voters in the sprawling and sparsely populated swath of desert might very well tilt the scales of a deadlocked presidential election in November. But Washoe has also carved out a reputation as the epicenter of a troubling nationwide trend: county officials refusing, for one reason or another, to certify election results. ABC's Terry Moran went there to report on the growing phenomena and see what's driving it all.
I live in a ranch. I live in a small ranch. I get up in the morning, go outside, feed the animals, throw out bird seed. Then it's off to the barn, feed the mule, feed the cow. She's really used to people around her. She's a good girl.
I live near downtown. I get up pretty early because I try to go to the gym in the morning and then come back and wake up my daughter and make her oatmeal or Cheerios. Wow, you finished that fast. Are you hungry?
Alexis Hill and Mike Clark hold the same job, and they live less than 30 miles from each other. And yet they can seem worlds apart. Clark rides a Harley. Hill prefers an e-bike. But as county commissioners in Washoe County, Nevada, which contains Reno, work is where their otherwise very different lives come together. And the results aren't always pretty.
Quit interrupting me. How dare you?
It is my job as chair to keep this meeting on track.
And it's going to be on track if you'll let me get it on track.
How are your relations with the fellow commissioners?
Horrible. Want me to candy coat it? I'm an outsider. I'm proud that I ask questions.
Some of these local elections have let the arsonist in the building. I feel like I've been driven to service my whole life. I have always wanted to make my community better, and I have been seeking out a way to do that.
I had no interest whatsoever, and right now I'd rather be walking my dog on a beach or riding my horse or pulling weeds than what I'm doing. This commissioner's pestering me, and I got fed up with that, and I told him I was to take his job away, and I ran for his office, and he's gone and I'm here.
Their home, Washoe County, is a swing county in a crucial swing state.
We could determine the presidential election. We have major races, and you put those in question for the entire county, well, then you can start questioning the entire election process.
Once unknown outside Washoe, Clark and Hill have been thrown into the national spotlight in recent months after they began to battle over elections and their role in certifying the final vote counts.
We've had more problems with elections here in the last 3 or 4 years, and this county's probably had in the last 100 years.
It's our job to keep a cool head, to make the right decision, and to make sure that we understand our job in upholding these institutions.
Hill, a Democrat, has always voted to certify the county's vote tally.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
While Clark, a Republican, has voted against certification multiple times.
I'm not going to vouch for it.
Most recently in July, mainly over his concerns about the accuracy of the voter rolls.
I'm not going to say how great it was because I don't believe it.
They are just two of the thousands of local officials across the country responsible for certification of elections in their counties, a task once routine that has since become anything but.
Breaking overnight, Republican officials in Michigan refused to certify results of the election.
Many of us were first exposed to the notion of certification of an election in the aftermath of the 2020 presidential election, when Donald Trump actually tried to convince some officials in Wayne County, Michigan, to refuse to certify the outcome of the election.
Those officials quickly reversed course and certified the county's results. But a seed was planted.
I can't, with good conscience, certify this election.
But I do not trust these machines.
So what was a sort of wild and desperate idea in 2020 has kind of caught on with certifying officials in the last couple of elections.
The November 8th elections results from Luzerne County are in limbo tonight.
There's a very high likelihood of election officials refusing to certify in some counties in 2024. It won't be a successful tactic, but it will cause chaos and distrust in the meantime.
According to one watchdog group, since 2020, more than 24 Republican county officials in at least 8 states, including crucial battlegrounds, have voted against certifying elections, even though state laws require them to do it.
There is no certification of the November 8, 2022 general election.
In every instance so far, the county boards ultimately reversed their votes and certified results, in some cases under the threat of prosecution.
We've seen this play out in a number of jurisdictions over the last couple of years, most recently in Washoe County, Nevada.
I am absolutely disgusted with the hiccups, the glitches.
In July, Mike Clark and 2 of his fellow commissioners voted against certifying the results of local races, raising concerns for the upcoming national election.
Decisions like that, they break institutions. They make people believe we don't have a fair and free election. And I was really disappointed because I feel like this is a basic job that we are supposed to do.
So tell me about the facts that led you not to certify the election over the summer, the primary election over the summer.
Be happy to. Start with all of these ballots.
Clark says thousands of mail-in ballots like these were returned to the county. Evidence, he says, of poor record keeping.
Who are those people? I believe they're real people. I believe those people were disenfranchised.
The county manager acknowledges those returned ballots, but says they've since updated voter records using a new and enhanced registration system.
I also had legal advice that particular day that told me that I should vote my conscience. When I see sloppy bookkeeping, I don't trust it.
The commission's vote to decline certification raised concerns with the state's top election official, Democrat Cisco Aguilar.
That shocked you?
Absolutely shocked me.
What's wrong with a county commissioner looking at the vote total, say, I can't sign off on this, not certifying?
But that's not what Nevada law says. It is a ministerial duty to certify the election. Our statute and our regulations on certification are absolutely clear. There is no opportunity to go another way.
All 50 states make election certification by county officials a mandatory duty to prevent local partisan politicians from meddling in the results while allowing election disputes to be resolved through recounts, audits, and the courts.
It may seem odd to people that people who are certifying the election aren't necessarily the ones that investigate all the things that happen in the election, but that's just not their job.
When you vote to not certify an election, you are taking away of your constituents from having a voice and having that vote counted.
I actually looked up Nevada's law, and it says...
Are you an attorney?
No.
Okay.
But I can read.
Okay.
A certificate of election or commission must not be withheld from the person having the highest number of votes for the office because of any contest of election filed in the election or any defect or informality in the returns of any election. So there is another form for this.
Sure.
Courts.
Sure.
The Secretary of State investigates. But the law says you must certify the tally that is presented to you after the canvassing.
Sure. You know, if that's the case, the law needs to be changed, and why even ask us?
Ultimately, Mike Clark reconsidered and voted to certify later on.
It's with heavy heart today that I changed my vote. I have been told that a failure to vote to certify this election can subject me to criminal prosecution and forfeiture of office.
That was good that he reversed it. When norms are broken, they do fundamentally shake the rock of representative democracy.
How do you reassure people that the elections are sound?
So we doubled our staff. We bought a bunch of new scanners for mail-in ballots, and we got ready for this election. I feel like we are ready to go for this general election, and I have no concerns.
Would you tell the people you represent that they can trust their elections?
I would tell the people that I represent that something is incorrect. How do we justify inaccurate records?
Are you going to certify an election in November?
Well, I guess I'm going to have to. I don't want to have an argument with the Attorney General. The Attorney General in the state of Nevada have much deeper pockets than I have.
If the election comes in and Donald Trump has won Washoe County, will you vote to certify that?
Oh, absolutely. And if I lose my election, will I vote to certify? Absolutely.
Even if it's Donald Trump? Even if it's your political opponent and you've lost?
Absolutely, yes, because I'm part of this big system that's beyond Alexis. And how dare I make it about me? It's about this country. It's about this county.
Our thanks to Terry.